Well, we are learning new details about the investigation into the death of that Georgia toddler. Little Cooper Harris died this week when he was left in a hot car. His father is facing murder charges. The funeral is today in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and that's where we find Nick Valencia. Nick, I also understand we have new information. The search warrants just released in this case?
That's right, Lynn. Multiple search warrants released by police today. One search warrant for his cell phone, the other for his car, and the last being for his residence. And in these search warrants, we find new details about the timeline of what happened that day and what Justin Ross Harris told police investigators. I want to just give you a rundown. We're learning for the first time, Lynn, that Justin Ross Harris was on his way, he says, to meet friends when he says he discovered that his 22-month-old son, Cooper Harris, was in the backseat of that car. He maintains that it was a fatal accident, that he did not mean to do this, so police have charged him with murder and a second-degree count of child cruelty. Perhaps one of the most important details, or the most important detail in this search warrant, Lynn, is this, and I want to read this and quote the police report. It says, during an interview with Justin, he stated that he recently researched through the internet child deaths inside vehicles and what temperature it needs to be for that to occur. It goes on to say that Justin stated that he was fearful that this could happen. Now, I should note that a source close to the investigation did tell HLN's Nancy Grace that on Justin Ross's work computer, it was found that he had researched, or someone had researched, animal deaths inside cars and what temperature it needs to be. This step goes further in this police report, saying that in a statement, Justin said that he had researched child deaths inside cars. It also is important to note we don't know the context of when this statement was made, whether it was volunteered information or whether that information was made during an interrogation. Lynn?
Just the details there are heartbreaking. From this search warrant, you see that little baby boy's face. You can't forget today is his funeral. His father still in jail, not being released to attend that funeral. What else do we know about the people that are gathering to remember this little boy today?
Well, that's a great question, Lynn, because it's completely juxtaposed from what we're being told by police. The character of the man known as Ross here locally to his friends. People here that I've spoken to off camera have defended him as a great father, as a God-centered man, a charming individual who was funny and very likable. They just don't comprehend how Justin Ross Harris could have had the ability to do something so horrific. People I've spoken to off camera and on camera, including a close friend, Carol Brown, said that she has the same questions as everyone else. How did Justin Ross Harris miss at that 22-month-old, a 22-month-old that was already talking and verbalizing? How did he miss that that child was in the back of the car? Why, also, did he go to the car in the middle of the day? And how did he not see that the child was in the back of that car? Questions that are still unanswered, questions that we'll hopefully get answers to. And also, Lynn, in this search warrant, it doesn't really establish motive, but those charges are listed as homicide and second-degree child cruelty.
Nick Valencia there in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Nick, thanks so much for the update.
You bet.